And I'm here with Garret Rapp of the Color Morale Day 2 So What Fest.
Hello.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to be another person to show you a picture. I can't remember the name of the club, but I want to say it was Jack's Nightclub, Northern Virginia. The club no longer exists.
I had a really, really bad haircut.
Yep, and my favorite meme that I created, you're welcome, was hold on, this haircut ends.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
it did.
I'm going to show you that one. It did. It's been a while, G.
It has.
You're back after 6 years.
Yep, 6.5. Yeah.
Why right now?
So, it was the 10-year point for the No Hope record, and we just had a wave of attention and people asking, like, is there going to be a reunion tour? Is there going to be a No Hope tour? Is there going to be anything? It's the 10-year, and it kind of, I think it was long enough for the necessary break we needed to where we were all thinking of that. But at the same time, we're also busy in our other lives. But, we started having conversations that made us start the conversation, and it just made sense. It just had to happen.
What have you been up to?
So me personally, all five of us have been very, very busy in life. So for me, I have a daytime job, an office job. I'm a graphic designer, and I help run a BMX track. And I do a million other things, photography, different events with the city of Rockford, where I'm from. Yeah. So very busy. I 7-day week life. I don't have days off, but I love everything I get to do. So I'm grateful and thankful I get to do that every day.
I know you haven't even played yet today, but what do you think you missed the most about playing live?
From the second I walked in and went to our merch table, I forgot, my job is to be at this table all day and sweat my ass off with everybody else. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Butt off. Beep. That's my job, and I didn't think about it until I was there, and people start congregating, and it's my job to be there all day. That's what we were, and that's what we are today, and that's what we'll always be. So I've spent the last 2 hours just standing at that table looking at pictures of kids 12, 13 years old that took pictures on tour, and now they're in their 20s, and they have kids, and they're married. It's just mind-blowing.
I'm sure there are tons of now adults out there with Color Morale tattoos.
Oh, I've seen probably a dozen today so far. Texas was always our number one market. I say market, on a professional term. Market. It's our biggest draws, biggest merch numbers, biggest response was always Texas. So, we announced that the comeback tour, or the comeback festival, I should say, with Blue Ridge Rock Fest, and Mike and I started having a conversation, and, the deal we made with Blue Ridge was that was our first announcement, and it was a blindsided announcement. We did no marketing, we did no promo. I dropped the blacked out Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and with a little subtle message in the corner. It's so crazy seeing the response to that stuff. Everybody was so excited, which in turn made us excited.
Yeah.
So we dropped the subtle hint, we announced Blue Ridge, started some conversations with Mike and the So What team, and we've done this festival in the past, and they do such a phenomenal job at running this festival. I mean, everything down to the free water, making sure everybody's taken care of, extra security, extra presence, just such a well-run festival, and we always had a pleasure playing it, so the answer was, of course, yes.
So I put something on Instagram today soliciting questions from fans, so I'm just going to ask them.
Yeah.
So Blue Ridge, which I hope to see you there.
Yeah.
Any more tour plans?
As of right now, those two festivals, tonight, 7:20, and Blue Ridge Rock Fest, we have new music. This is going to be the first place I've talked about this, so we had to save it for an OG.
I don't even. This is probably like our 6th or 7th or 8th interview too.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah, so excited. The new stuff is unlike anything we've really done. At the same time, there's a Save Yourself sequel, and there's songs that sound like exactly what I would want to hear at this point in my life, and that's what we always made. We always made the music we wanted to hear as a band, individually and collectively. So for me, I couldn't be more excited to record these songs. I think that's planned for later this year. Pre-pro happens next couple months. Ooh. So I'm just so excited.
So it's really going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not even just like a dream. I have some lyrics.
Yeah,
written.
No title to the album yet.
And it's a full-length album.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. Might be an EP.
Okay.
the safe bet's an EP.
Okay, that's fine. We're still going to take that, of course.
Yeah, as all the albums prior, the title never came until the moment. And the No Hope record, was in the moment. The Hold On Pain Ends record was titled In the Moment. Desolate Divine was titled collectively In the Moment. That's how this will be too.
What is inspiring the songwriting now, and how is it different, or is it different than it was 6 years ago?
It's a huge obstacle, and I've never experienced anything like this before.
Songwriting was the obstacle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Musically, Aaron's been doing a bulk of the songwriting. Devin has been writing quite a bit as well. Of course, Steve writes all his drums. For me, lyrically, this has been really tough because I always write out of places of uncomfortability or detriment. So for me, I'm really happy, and I have a great life, and I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with everything I'm involved in. So for me, pulling from those areas is a lot more difficult because those areas all those years of the road and touring and engagement and connection healed a lot of me. And I say that with a lot of pride.
Yeah,
and
as you should.
Yeah, and I'm a lot of a grateful, humbled heart in saying that. And it's tough. I've never really known our band to write happy songs about, maybe we're going to sound like a pop punk band. I have no idea.
I mean, there's something to be said for obviously writing what you know.
Yeah.
And I think that you've also have heard and will continue to hear from fans and how you've impacted them. So perhaps something not autobiographical.
Right. And that's kind of what the Hold On Pain Ends record was. It was that really raw, organic, uncomfortable connection to things that I've gone through and things that our fan base have gone through. And I can affirm that.
Oh, for sure.
Because I've sat at the table and I had those conversations hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. So, I was always really proud of our band and really proud of our fan base, as weird as that word is. Really proud of what we had together and the connection we had together, because it was very authentic, very organic, and very healing. I'm proof of that.
That's amazing. I mean, that's so good to hear.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a testament to No Hope. And I feel like that was if you were going to go on hiatus after a record, like you said a lot on that album.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the No Hope album was, we're going to do this the way we want to. I'm going to do this the way I want to. And if people don't like it, it's fine. I'm going to do it the way I want it. And I'm going to be very honest through the process. And everyone connected to it. It was such a real album, and man, I'll always be so proud of that. That'll always be one of my greatest accomplishments and one of our greatest accomplishments as a band.
Any regrets?
Yes. I try to put a lot of them behind me. I think we could have made a little different of decisions after the No Hope record and the next path. But it's okay. Everything has a reason. Everything has a purpose. And I try to just hold on to that, put it behind me, and focus on next chapter.
What are some of the biggest, and maybe this answer won't really come to light until after you play tonight, but what are some of the biggest changes you think you've seen in the scene itself since No Hope? Man,
it's tough to answer that because I've been removed from the scene. Walking around in here today, I'm like, of course, I'm 42 now. I'm in my 40s, so naturally I feel like the old guy.
But happy belated birthday in person.
Yeah, it was last Monday. But it's weird. It's you only are where you're supposed to be if you feel you're supposed to be there. It doesn't matter your age or what you look like or where you came from.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you want to be there and you feel like you belong there, and who's there to stop you? No one. People that are there to stop you usually the people that are jealous, or people that are uncomfortable with their own lives. So, I couldn't be happier. I was talking all morning about how I think this is the most excited I've ever been to play a show ever in our career. I've just...
And that's... I've interviewed a couple of different acts here and last weekend at Bonnaroo that took a hiatus or said, like, we're done. And then maturity happened, changes happened.
We never said that we broke up. That's one thing I made sure I was very concrete in that statement, that we weren't broken up. A band like us can never break up. Those songs are made to be lifeless. You can't just break that up. it's forever.
But did you ever think you'd be playing live again?
I think so. I think part of you, when you're an artist, part of you has to. It's, maybe not performance art, but writing, recording. I think a necessary breather was what we needed. But I'm never going to stop writing. I'm never going to stop expressing myself as an artist. I'll always have to do that.
A lot of fans want to know if there is going to be something official for the No Hope 10-year anniversary.
As of right now, we have not made any official plans. There are conversations, but we haven't made any.
There are certain. I'm just going to put it out into the universe. I'm good at doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me who you want to collab with. We'll put it out in the universe. Lots of fans want some sort of reunion show, so I'll put that into the universe to you.
I'm so excited for the new stuff, the new music, the new creative elements of what we are.
I have a feeling that fans will be just as excited, and if you didn't want to do something for a 10-year No Hope, but you want to do something else, I don't care, whatever it is, just let's go.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that
I couldn't be more excited.
The fan base will be there for you.
So I've got a lot of friends, of course, in the industry from over the years that I've toured with, I've connected with. One of those friends, and I haven't talked about this anywhere either. One of those friends is Teddy Swims. I don't know if you ever heard of Teddy Swims.
I actually have, and we've interviewed. Yeah. He's a great guy.
The best guy. Aside from his God-given gift that he has, just him as a human and as an artist, I'm so excited to collaborate. We're actually working on a song together. Not for my personal anything, for Color Morale. So I'm very, very excited for that. Yeah, I haven't talked about that anywhere else either. We give Jackie all the hot cuts.
Guess what I'm going to be doing for the next half an hour? Editing this video and pushing it out. That is amazing. So I've interviewed Teddy. I've watched Teddy perform. I'm trying to draw the connections, and I'm so intrigued. How did you meet Teddy?
So I could have swore I met him years ago on a cruise ship that we did this Warped Tour cruise thing. So basically his team, his tour manager, videographer, merch, were all, Aaron Marsh, that did the My Devil in Your Eyes album art, one of my favorite graphic designers and photog. So he hits me up and says Teddy's coming to Milwaukee and you should come to the show because he's a fan of the band. And I was like taken away by that because I'm a fan of him as a human.
Yeah.
So, they threw us on the guest list and we came out, and it was one of those people that you feel like you've
known all your life.
You haven't seen for 5 years, and then you're just running into again. Oh man! And
yes.
Just connected again. Great guy, just amazing artist and amazing human, and got to reconnect with Aaron and got to see a bunch of old touring friends. Just they're all with his camp touring.
Wow.
It's crazy how many relationships you make touring. With other people that tour. You don't see each other for years, and then you pick right back up where you left off.
I have a sneaking suspicion when y'all work together, it could be a really interesting.
I've always wanted to do more singer-songwriter stuff, and I've never allocated enough time to doing so or focused enough time to doing so. But I feel like that work that we're going to do together could lead into a completely different chapter. I mean, I listened to Justin Nozuka. I listen to a lot of solo singer-songwriter stuff. I just never allocate the time. And, what's one more thing on my plate? Let's make some songs.
I feel you on that one. Speaking of which, this is just a one-off, and Blue Ridge is just a one-off. If you are a 7-day worker, how were you able to press pause?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea. My jobs, today I'm. It's funny because I'm actually an announcer at a BMX track. I help run the track behind the scenes, but I'm actually our announcer. So I wear a headset mic, and I sound like I'm at a stock car race. It's awesome.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's why I actually had to miss today to be here, And the track operators are in their 70s. They've been running that place since I was a little boy. They've been like second parents to me. So going back to that after I got off the road brought me a lot of fulfillment, a lot of joy, kind of help next generation of kids grow into the sport. The sport taught me a lot of things. Taught me competitiveness, social skills. First thing I ever discovered that taught me confidence in myself, So the sport of BMX.
Yeah, I was gonna say the photograph. You don't post a lot on Facebook. I don't either. I think we have crested that age. Like after 40, you're like, I'm not really into. But like the stuff you do post is BMX related and design related.
You have different identities in life, and when you do things like this, you have your tour person, and your when you're home person, and your when you're at work person, and your other leisurely activities you do person. So for me, it's just been so awesome and rewarding to be back, on the national scene and the race scene, traveling all over. And I actually did that the first year we were off the road. I traveled with a team and director of marketing role for a brand, and I traveled to all the big tracks and got to see all the big tracks.
You're like, I'm traveling. I'm on the road again.
Yeah,
like, this is
2018. Great. But, was back touring all the time, back on the road all the time, and I had stepped away. I wanted to be home. That's the whole reason I had to take a break. I just had to be home for a while. My mother had a lot of health situations happening, and that the years that I was home, I got to spend with her. My mom and I always had a really unique relationship, and I got to be home to try to resolve a lot of those things. And she passed, unfortunately, last September. It's strange, but to me, it makes a lot of sense that when my mom passed, I felt like I needed to get back in this creative role. My whole life is creative roles. I'm a director of marketing. I'm a graphic designer. I'm a photographer. They're all right brain activities. And this one specifically, I felt like I needed to be back in, as strange as that sounds.
It doesn't sound that strange. I think it's the right time.
Yeah, the connection, that No Hope album started something very, very special, and it hasn't ended, and it's never going to end. It's just up to us to celebrate it and revisit it more often. And this was kind of my reminder that I should be doing that. Teddy, he told me his roommate had a No Hope tattoo, and he learned about the color morale from his No Hope tattoo. And it's just, I'm like, man, this just started this really special and important thing, and it can't ever stop. And it's my job to make sure it doesn't stop, even after we stop.
Yeah.
Physically, someday we'll have to.
Yeah, unfortunately. Hopefully not anytime soon.
Yeah.
How do you go about choosing a set list now?
Oh my gosh, it was so tough.
I was going to say, have you chosen one yet? I would be like, no, we're still contemplating.
There's songs in the No Hope record that we've barely ever played together as a band, which is crazy to say. But deciding the set, there's just so many special parts of each album. We decided to start with the 1, 2, 3 No Hope songs, and man, when you're not weathered and you're not seasoned to tour, doing 3 songs in a row off the bat is brutal. So I'm excited though. I'm probably not going to sound perfect from vocally, but it's not supposed to.
And I don't think anyone will notice or mind.
No, and I mean, if you want to hear the album's perfect, there's albums for that.
Press play. Yeah.
But this is going to be a great representation and expression of where we are, and that's in Dad Bods now.
On that note, officially anyway, stay tuned for much more from the Color Morale.